guys, welcome back for day 13 of the 30-day yoga challenge with Do Yoga and me, Erin Motz. Today we're going to be working on a second round of hip openers, and it's actually going to be kind of a hips and low back combination. So for all of you who are complaining about having some like sciatic nerve pain, this is going to feel really good for all of that. So we're going to start on our backs, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start right on our backs here. So you can flip over, come all the way down, and just start with the feet flat on the floor, and the knees about hip width apart. We're going to hug the knees in close and just kind of rock forward and back a few times. So real slowly, carefully, just to loosen up the lower back and the hips. And then you can rock left and right. So just little rocks, nothing too dramatic. So starting to loosen up the area around the sacrum, the upper hips, and the lower back. And there's no wrong way of doing this, just kind of moving slightly any way you like. So maybe even drawing little circles with the knees. Do one more each way. And then once you finish, go ahead and plant both feet down, about hip width apart, just far enough away from the hips so that you have some space between the heels and the hips. Bring the hands down, we're going to press up to a low bridge. So squeeze the sits bones together. Lift the ribs up off the floor. Keep the shoulders relaxing back and take the hands down. So as you exhale, lower back down slowly. We're just going to come up and down a few times. So 1 inch at a time, lower the back. And then again, on an inhale, start to press up. So you don't have to go super high, just enough to get the ribs up, and then stop. Make sure you're trying to shorten up the front, so you're squeezing the belly in and lengthening that area around the lower back. On an exhale, slowly take it back down. One more like that. We're going to change it up a little bit. So on the next one, as you inhale and come up, I want you to stay lifted, and you can either take the hands underneath the back, so you can kind of prop yourself up on the tricep and hook all the fingers around either side of the waist. So you can kind of support yourself here. The wider you take the feet, the more relaxed the lower back is going to be. So the wider the feet are, the more space gets created in that lower back area. So you can stay here. Now if you have, if your wrists bother you and you have a block, a yoga block, like this, you can slide the shorter, like the long part, the flat area, right underneath the sacrum, right underneath the lower back, and just let yourself rest here. So those are your two options. And you can always keep the back totally flat if you like, but we're just going to take a few more breaths here. You can let the eyes close. Again, letting the chest and shoulders release open. And then gradually start to press back into the feet. Lift the hips up. Take your block out from underneath you if it was there. And slowly lower all the way back down. Okay. Stack both knees right over the hips at 90 degrees. And I want you to take the right ankle and cross it over the left thigh. So then you're going to reach through that little window there, grab a hold of the left shin, and relax the upper body back down. So you're going to start to hug the legs in close to you. But keep the hips back, keep them down on the floor, keep the shoulders relaxed, and maybe let the eyes close. So make sure you're flexing the right heel and relaxing the left leg. So you're isolating that stretch to the right hip. So you have this muscle called the piriformis that goes right around the side of your butt, basically. And if you have a lot of sciatic nerve pain, a lot of times it's just because of tension in that muscle. So doing a stretch like this gets into that and allows it to soften up and release a little bit. So we're just going to hold for a bit longer. And keeping the legs where they are. You can slowly start to release the hands. Uncross the right leg. Take the left ankle, cross it over the right thigh. And then pull the knees back in. Wrap the hands around the right shin. And again, keep the shoulders back and down. Relaxing the right foot, flex the left ankle. And keep gently squeezing that left knee away from you. So you want to get into that side of the left hip. And take a couple more breaths here. And keep the legs as they are, just release the hands. Unhook the left leg, pull both knees in towards the chest, and again, just kind of rock forward and back, left and right. Keep the knees apart a little bit so that you can, again, open up that lower back area. On your next inhale, I want you to roll up to a comfortable seat. And we're going to kind of stretch the back a bit more. So you can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn to face you so you have a better angle. So the feet are going to come about as wide as your mat. So the shortest width of your mat is about how wide the feet are going to be. So the toes will be forward and you want them to be a little bit wider than the shoulders. So the feet have to stay flat. And then I just want you to walk the hands out about as far as you can. So the hands will come down to the floor. So you can look anywhere you like. Right up to the hands is fine. The shoulders are relaxed, the upper body is relaxed. You're just looking for a slight stretch into the lower back and into the hips, the outer hips especially. So we're going to take a few breaths here. So you're just letting gravity kind of help you down. And take one more full breath. Slowly start to walk the hands back in. And you can bring the feet together, knees together, and swing the feet back. We're going to come to a downward facing dog, but a little bit different today. I want you to take the feet about as wide as the mat, so wider than you would normally stand. Keep pressing. You can pedal up the legs as we normally would. And just start to press one heel down and then the other, pressing firmly into both hands. So both hands are still under the shoulders, nothing new there. But the feet are a little bit wider just to give the lower back a break. And take two more inhales here. And when you're ready, step the feet under the hips just to transition the other to the next thing. You're going to take the left foot all the way up to the hands. Step the right knee down and sink the hips really low. So for this one, I want you to turn the left toes to the side, just to the diagonal. Flex the heel really firmly and roll to the pinky edge of that left foot. So I'll let you know that this is an option. So if rolling to the edge of that foot is a little bit much, you can keep it flat on the floor. So no big deal. And take both hands to the inside of that foot wherever you decide to end up. So keep pressing the right hip forward, look just ahead of the hands, and take a few breaths here. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can always drop to the forearms. Make sure that the back stays really long and straight, so try not to hunch forward. Keep lifting the sternum ahead of you, and we'll take a few more breaths. On your next inhale, start to press back up to the hands if you're not already there. Bring the left foot flat and start to walk the toes back to the center and let the hands frame the foot. So on an inhale, come up, opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back, and exhale, take the hands down to frame the foot again. Step the right toes under, sit back in downward facing dog. Feet are nice and wide, lift the tailbone high, press the chest forward. On your inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, come all the way down between the elbows, lay the chest flat. So we're going to come to a wide, I don't know, like a wide-legged locust, I guess. So if you bring the hands under the shoulders, You can look just at the end of your mat. Take the feet up and bring them wide apart. So about as wide as the mat again. Energize through the balls of both feet and just start to lift the chest, lift the legs. Take a couple breaths here. On your exhale, lower down, turn the head to the left. Relax, relax. We're going to do one more. So bring the hands under the shoulders again. Look just at the head of your mat. Feet are mat width apart. Energize through both feet and lift the legs, lift the chest a little higher. So just to get the blood flowing down to the hips, especially the sides of the hips. Again, that piriformis muscle. Just want to release it, and then strengthening the muscles of the lower back will also help alleviate any of that sciatic nerve pain that you may get. Take one more inhale. Now your exhale, lower down, turn the head the other way. Relaxing the whole body. Gradually come back up. Hands under shoulders, tuck the toes. Sit up and back, downward facing. Nice wide down dog. And we're going to come to the right and do the same thing. So bring the right foot all the way up to the hands. Left knee comes down. And turn the right toes out to the side. Both hands come to the inside of that right foot. So remember options, you can stay here or you can roll to the pinky edge of that right foot, flexing the heel really firmly. And then you can stay on the hands or you can drop all the way down to the forearms. Lifting the sternum to the front of your mat. Relaxing the left side. Getting into that hip flexor too. Maybe let the eyes close. Take two more inhales. Gradually press into the hands. Lifting the chest back up. Turn the right toes so that they face the front of your mat. Let the hands frame that right foot and then tuck the left toes under. Sit up and back. Downward facing dog. Regular down dog. When you're ready, shift the weight forward just enough so that you can bring the knees down. Keep the feet together and walk the knees wide apart. And start to sit the hips back. We're going to come to child's pose, so walk the hands out. Relax the head and the neck down. And just take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, start to walk the hands back in. Sitting up tall, find a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. And let the shoulders roll back, let the eyes close. And just take 3 more breaths where you are. Letting the knees relax down towards the floor. And on your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together and exhale them right down to the heart center, sealing in your practice. Open the eyes. Namaste. Awesome job, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that one too. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be doing some yoga for the quads and hamstrings. So little shout out to all my runners who've been asking for some yoga for those muscle groups. That's what we're going to be targeting. Get your daily yoga at doyoyoga.com and be sure to follow me on Facebook. As always, be good, feel good, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.